All right, let's jump right in because the world of search is going through, well, its biggest shakeup in probably over a decade. If you rely on website traffic for anything, the playbook you've been using is about to be totally out of date. But here's the thing, the people who adapt early, they're the ones who always come out on top. This quote from Neil Patel just perfectly captures the challenge we're all facing. I mean, really think about that for a second. Even if you're ranking #1 on Google right now, your traffic could just completely vanish. The game is no longer about getting to the top of the page, it's something else entirely. So, that's the big question, isn't it? If that top spot isn't the trophy anymore, what are we even playing for? This is the fundamental shift we have to get our heads around. And figuring this out is the key to not just surviving, but actually thriving in this new world. So, welcome to the AI search shakeup. The rules have been completely rewritten. We're moving from a world of search engines to a world of answer engines. And that one little word changes absolutely everything about our strategy. You're going to start hearing a lot of this new alphabet soup flying around. AEO for answer engine optimization, GEO for generative engine optimization, AIO for AI optimization. Look, don't get too hung up on the specific terms. They all point to the exact same thing. You need to optimize your content to be the direct source for AI-generated answers. Here's the new reality, plain and simple. The goal isn't to get a click anymore. It's to get a citation. It's all about making your content so clear, so authoritative, and so useful that AI models, like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google's AI overviews, choose to quote you directly in their answers. And that introduces the core strategic pivot we all need to make right now. We have to stop thinking only about ranking and start thinking about how we can get quoted. Just look at this breakdown. It makes it so clear. In the old game of SEO, the goal was simple, rank #1. We measured it with clicks and traffic, and we used keywords and backlinks. Now, in the new game of AEO, the goal is to get quoted. The new metrics are citations and brand mentions, and the winning tactics are authority and structure. I love this summary. SEO gets you ranked, but GEO gets you quoted. Okay, so how do we actually do that? Well, the first pillar of this new playbook is all about building undeniable authority. See, AI doesn't just ask, what does this page say? It asks, who said it, and can we actually trust them? This famous psychology study is the perfect analogy for this. AI, just like us, has a bias for perceived authority. It's nervous about promoting content from sources it doesn't know or trust. The truth is, average content from a known authority will almost always outperform amazing content from a nobody. So how do you put on that doctor's coat for AI? First, you've got to create topical depth. Build out those comprehensive pillar pages that link to all your related subtopics. It signals that you own that subject. Second, show your experience. Don't just say you're an expert, prove it with real author bios, case studies, firsthand stories. And third, earn brand mentions. Getting featured on trusted platforms builds up your authority footprint in the AI's mind. But look, authority isn't enough on its own. You could be the world's leading expert, but if an AI can't easily understand your content, it's just going to skip you and find someone else. That's why this second pillar is so critical, winning with structure. This is such a simple but powerful idea. AI skims, just like we do. When you scan a web page looking for headings or bullet points, AI does the same thing. If it hits a giant wall of text, it's not going to bother trying to decode it. It's just noise. It'll move on to the next result that's easier to understand. So, to make your content totally irresistible to AI, you need to structure it for scanners. Write like you're answering a direct question. Use short paragraphs, lots of subheadings and bullet points. You absolutely need to add schema markup. I love this analogy. It's like a nutrition label that helps machines digest your content. And finally, use explicit data. AI loves numbered lists, stats, tables, videos, and charts. Okay, so we've got the new playbook. Now let's talk about the new scoreboard, because with a new game comes a totally new way to measure success. We have to shift our focus from the quantity of traffic to the quality of that traffic. And the payoff for getting this right? Oh, it's huge. This stat from Webflow is a real game changer. They saw a 6 times higher conversion rate from this new AI-driven traffic. Why? It's because these users are incredibly qualified. They've already had a whole conversation with an AI. They figured out what they need, and when they finally land on your site, they are ready to act. So where should you be focusing your efforts? Well, the data is crystal clear. AI platforms love blogs. They are by far the most cited source of information out there. So if you've been hearing people say that blogging is dead, think again. In the age of AI, consistent, high-quality blog content is more important than ever. It is definitely time to update your dashboards. Seriously. Forget obsessing over keyword rankings. Start tracking your AI visibility and the number of citations you're getting. And instead of just looking at total organic traffic, start measuring the actual revenue being driven by these AI channels. Some studies are already showing it can account for nearly 10% of all revenue in B2B companies. That's not small change. So what's the big takeaway here? Don't panic if your overall traffic numbers start to dip a little. The game has changed. You might get fewer visitors, but the visitors you do get will be so much more qualified, more engaged, and ultimately way more valuable to your bottom line. Let's just end with this final thought. Think of AI as a parrot in a room full of people. It's constantly listening to everyone, and it's going to repeat what it hears most clearly and what it hears from the voices it trusts the most. The only question you have to ask yourself is, in this new world of search, whose voice will it choose to repeat?